Hey friends and family, it's Corey here, and I am currently on the way to see my lovely wife in a concert of Mount Vernon, and thought I'd take the time here to change lanes and make a video kind of explaining our life plan, I guess, our alternative lifestyle plans for the future. A lot of people ask us about it and get some parts of the answer, and some people seem to remember things about it, and people have questions all the time, so I thought a video would be the best way to do that. And so I guess we have a plan, I guess, and we sort of refer to it as Operation Homefront. So to break it down, Operation Homefront has three major phases, I guess you'd call them, points to it. So the first is a minimalist lifestyle. The second is a tiny house. And the third is early retirement. And so let's talk about that first point, the minimalist lifestyle. If you're familiar with minimalist living and all that, you'll kind of know what I'm talking about. If you're not, check it out online. There's great TED Talks on it. There are blogs, everything about minimalism, which is basically just living with less. Especially as American culture and everything, we have way too much stuff. And all that stuff costs money, and it causes stress, and it takes up your time. And I can't tell you how many people's houses I go into and they say, oh, we never use that room, or who knows what's down there, or any of that stuff. And it just kills me to think that you're paying to heat all that, and you're paying to store it all, and you never use it, and half the time you have no idea what you've got, and you go out and buy it again when you had it sitting down there the whole time. All those things annoy me. But so that's the first part of it, and we've already started that. I think a lot of that is in your mindset and everything, and for the past year that we've been living together, and that we've been married, and even before that, I know I was doing it, and I think she's always kind of had that mindset too, of just, of being very cautious of how we spend our money and what we buy, and making sure what we buy is something we need and we're going to use and it's good quality. So that's something we've already been doing. In fact, we've been doing it so much that I just recently bought some power tools for myself, which was a birthday present to myself, and what we'll be using it'll come in handy for our tiny house, which is the next part of the plan I'll tell you about here. And it was maybe $250, and it felt weird. It felt very wrong, and it was weird to spend that much money on myself and acquire another object that takes up space and all that. But they're great tools, and they've already come in handy. So, all right, so they will also be handy for this next part of our project, which is the tiny house. So, and this is what people ask about probably the most. We will be building a tiny house. Again, if you're not familiar with tiny houses, check on the internet. There is, again, lots of YouTube channels and blogs and everything. A lot that inspire us, and maybe I'll link to those or do another video or something showing some of those. But we will be getting a shipping container, specifically a 40-foot high cube international standard shipping container, which is 40 feet long by 8 feet wide by 9.6 feet tall, and made of metal, and big metal box basically, and we'll be converting that into our house. So hopefully we'll be getting started on that soon. My plan is to start on it no later than the end of May. It's currently mid to late March right now. So hopefully we'll get those up. We'll get that started, and it's going to be all built by Joanna, myself, and our friends and family. will help me out, and we're gonna have lots of green stuff, and hopefully it'll be all off the grid and all that. And we're gonna build it here in Ohio. We're gonna build it hopefully at the camp, and since it's already in a shipping container and in a box and ready to go pretty much, when time comes for us to move to Alaska, yes, we want to move to Alaska. That's another thing people ask about. We will be able to pack it all up and ship it up there. So we'll just have a shipping company haul it and put it on a boat or a train or wherever it needs to go to get up there, and we'll be able to unload it and set it down, open it up, and have a house ready to go. So the beginning of our homestead up there. So yes, we do want to move to Alaska. We want to go somewhere, hopefully in the Fairbanks area, and we really liked that area on our honeymoon, and we just kind of like that area in general. So hopefully Joanna will be finishing her degree here in a couple of years, and hopefully she can get a teaching job at a school she likes somewhere in that area. I know she'd really like to be an adjunct at the university, and then we will move up wherever she gets a job that she feels at home in, a good school system where she can contribute and everything. That's where we'll go. And then phase 3, which is early retirement. So if you're not familiar again with early retirement, probably the best people to check out are Mike and Lauren on YouTube. They talk a lot about this early retirement, and basically what that means, at least for me, is never having to work again. That doesn't mean never working again. That means never being obligated to work. So, I mean, again, in American lifestyle, we think that you have to work at least 40 hours a week, and you have to make so much money to have a good lifestyle, and you need to have a mortgage, and you need to, buy a house, and you need to, have nice cars, and you need to have, white picket fence, 2.7 children, or whatever it is, which is just absolutely not necessary. And I think we're better off without most of those things. So, in early retirement, and it's basically early retirement sort of for me, because Joanna will be our breadwinner, so to say. She really wants to work. She wants to teach. She's very passionate about it. And so while she's teaching, I will pretty much do sort of whatever. I may work part-time. I may get a job, another full-time job up there. I may work something out. I may do reserve military service. But my primary role will be as a homemaker. And again, that's not as typically people think of as a homemaker. I'm not just going to cook and clean and take care of kids. I will do all those things. But I also really want to make our home. So part of that is making our tiny house, but then also working on our homestead up there. So we're going to try and do a lot of things, like garden for ourselves, produce as much of our own food as we can. Also just, expand the homestead. Maybe I'd always wanted to start my own business. So maybe something I can do on the side that's working with my hands and producing things. And then just having time to experience life. So time for the both of us, and time and money to be able to travel and, just spend time with the people we care about and not be obligated to have to go into work or to, miss things. If I don't want to work that day, or if I've got a week that I've got other stuff going on, I don't want to have to work. If there's, conversely on that, if there's a week that I'm not doing much or I need the money, I want to be able to pick up a job or, sell some more stuff or anything, do some temp work or something like that. I think I just get I get really bored in our traditional structures and a lot of society and things. So that's kind of our plan, I guess. That was really quick and everything, but if you have comments or questions, you probably see us in real life, so you can ask them there, or you can leave them in the comments down below, and I'll try and get back to you. And as this whole thing develops, I'm going to try and make some more videos about it, and try and document as much of it as I can, because I feel I have the ability to document it, and I sort of have a responsibility to document it, so that other people can share in the experience and learn from it, and maybe take some tips to go out and try something on their own. Maybe they want to try minimalist living, or they want to try living tiny, or they'd like to plan for early retirement themselves. So again, questions, comments, leave them below. If you have anything you'd like me to cover or anything like that, explain some more, also leave that below, and maybe I'll make another video for it. So stay tuned. Subscribe if you want to see more from us, and I will see you guys later.